change, and
Yep.
now, because it was considered like, trash,
Yep.
and it was considered like vandalism back
Yep.
then,
Yep.
and now it's those same artists that birthed that movement. Their work is considered fine art, and it's
Yeah.
selling for tens of millions of dollars. So
True. In my city, a lot of graffiti artists are getting commissioned to do like storefronts and like promotions for films and stuff. Like, it's crazy how it's all turned around, man. So I definitely
yeah.
100% agree with you. All right, I'm going a bit off topic here now, but
Okay.
you're saying that you like graffiti, and
Yes.
you was referring to Beat Street. What do you think's the best movie, Beat Street or Breaking?
Whew. Man, I'm probably gonna get beat up for this, but I'm gonna go with Breaking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a classic, man.
Yeah.
Beat Street's all right, but it's a classic.
Yeah.
You can't beat Turbo Kelly and Ozone, man, for real, man. Like, that's my
I
childhood.
thought I would, yeah, exactly. Just find our childhood. I think all of us, who watched those movies at some point thought they were one of them. I always wanted to be Turbo. So
yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So now, okay, we've gone a bit into the art movement, what you like. Now, what I'm gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you a few images, and
Okay.
basically you just tell me what comes to mind when you see these images. Just explain what you feel, and also even what you see when you see these images.
Okay.
All right. Here's image number one.
This is immediately giving me like the need or desire to travel.
Okay.
Yeah, explore.
Okay.
I love traveling, so
That's
yeah.
good. So do you actually know who the artist is?
I do not.
It's I think it's Robert Sheldon Duncan. I think he's called A Dream of Italy. He's a black artist.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say is that Rome or Italy? Yeah. Okay.
So let's go on to number two.
You said it's a black artist?
Yes, the first one was a black. All of these are black artists. So
Nice.
what about this artist? What do you see when you see this image? What does Marlon Powell see?
I see a powerful fraternal or fatherly, father to son, even maybe grandfather to son. I see a very powerful generational message of, a father or a grandfather. Maybe I can't really determine. I can't see how old the gentleman is, but I see this very profound image of a father figure, exposing the next generation to music.
Yeah, definitely, man. When I did have a look at this image, I thought to myself, it does look like some sort of legacy piece where you could tell that the father's giving some sort of information to a son or a grandson. You know what I mean? And it is, to me, I'm not from the art world, but I am a creative, so I try to go with narrative, as you know. So when I was looking at it, I was like, it's kind of a deep one. All right. That artist, his name is Henry Oshuntena. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, but yeah.
That's okay.
Let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
So tell me what you think when you see this.
Yeah, I like this. It's I watch a lot of shows and movies on Netflix and streaming platforms, and so this one it's a lot. I'm having a lot of different films that are crossing my mind right now, but I have to say one of my favorite films that I watch pretty regularly is pretty cinematically is I think it's just a brilliant film, but the first thing comes to mind is The Hateful Eight. Sam Jackson's character. Yeah. So I see a image of a strong soldier.
Yeah, man, definitely. That's by I think Jacob Lawrence. I think that is. Yeah.
Okay.
And I like this. I don't know what your prediction of this, your view of this is, but I love this picture. I don't know why, but when I seen it, I was like, yo.
Wow.
So you tell me what you think.
This is powerful. This has some of the imagery of a lot of things that speak to, to me and some of the work that I've done. And also I like the stylistically, it speaks to a lot of the art that I love. But the first thing comes to mind, I did a film, my very first independent film was, it was centered on the subject of albinism.
Yeah.
So with the different tones of skin color, the way that they, shaded it in, it reminds me of someone that may be, that's what comes to mind first, just someone living with albinism.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
This picture's deep, man. Like, when I did actually have a look at it first, I kind of thought about they call it vitiligo.
Yeah.
Vitiligo. And also I had looked at it from a different angle. Like, could it be a woman trying to fight the ideology of a black woman trying to fight the ideology of a white woman? Because if you look closely, if you look at the leg, it's like there's a black hand trying to take over the white leg, if you get what I mean. So it's almost like, when they say that for a black woman to be beautiful, she has to look like a European woman.
I mean?
Without getting too deep or it, if you get what I'm saying. So
no, definitely. But in the documentary film I did, it was centered around a guy who struggled with living with albinism, and he's one of the stories he shared was in his community he was ostracized. He didn't fit in anywhere. And I thought it was kind of unique because he said, with his living with albinism, he said he was too white to be black and too black to be white. So he never fit in with any of the of those ethnic groups, and kind of went through life. And at the time that I met him, he was in his mid 40s, I believe, and it didn't seem like much has changed. So he pretty much had lived 40 years of his life just not really fitting in anywhere. So but this kind of reminds me of, like you said, those, like how she's grabbing the hair and the blondness of it, and then, but near the roots, it's more of a darker tone, like it might be of a black woman's hair. So
that's one of the reasons why I like art. I like, when it comes to freehand and drawing, I'm not really averse to. Obviously, when you interviewed me, I showed you a bit of my pictures. I still gotta you know what I mean, expand on that. But
definitely
what I do love is
you have talent, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
Talent,
you know what
bro.
it is? It's as you know, a lot of creative people, man, we just all about the art sometimes and not about the business. And I'm trying to get the business right in the background, man, so I can do this properly. You know what I mean? But one thing I do love is the narrative. You can come to your own decision when it comes to narrative, or you can actually see what the painter or the creative is trying to express through their art. That's one thing that I do love. You know what I mean? All right, let's get on to the next one. I think you should know what this one is with the artist. Do you know who the artist is?
Oh man, this looks so familiar. I can't think of the artist's name off the top of my head.
It's Kate Walker. This piece is called Slavery.
Yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah. Definitely.
Because what it is, it's a kind of a 3D motion. It's a motion piece, so it kind of moves as a carousel. But I just got the actual still image of it. So you tell me what you think when you actually see this image. What comes to mind, other than take away the title, what I mentioned, but what comes to mind when you actually see this piece?
Oh man, a lot of emotion. A lot of emotion, and I'm gonna say the first thing is Black Wall Street, and how they burned, was it Tulsa, Oklahoma? That's the first thing that comes to mind. I see, because you see kind of like the images of the house. You see somewhat, it looks like, women in gowns and but that's the first image. It's like, very, very deep emotion, that woman in the center, maybe dancing or holding the child's hand, and but at the same time, seems pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
With the guy upside down, kind of over the pitchfork.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first. Just to answer your question, that was the first. That's the first thought. Like Black Wall Street, and then the burning of, their whole community.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, that was the image section, and yeah,
that was cool, man. I like that. I enjoyed that, man.
Nah, that's what it is. I like to get the person's perspective on it. Like, I'm trying to do this in a way where I wouldn't say where it's never done before. I'm just trying to do it my way. So it's like
that's it.
It's just a conversation. I just want to have a conversation. Yeah, I will have questions, but the main thing is to just have a conversation. So now, basically, what I want you to actually tell the audience is the importance of personal visual communication. So the way how you brand yourself, how important it is to you, and how is it important generally, how you present yourself visually.
Oh man, I love that question. That's a great question, and I believe it's extremely important. And I'll tell you just really quickly why, on a business perspective, why it's important. And again, some of these things may seem a little cliche, and they may be, out there on the internet, pretty frequently now, because there's so much information. I feel like there's an abundance of information now. You can't really share any new ideas or concepts. But from my perspective, it's important because the narrative and the story is important because people will spend their hard-earned money based off of an emotional trigger.
Yeah.
And once they have some kind of connection to you in your story, and your story resonates with them, and you're activating this emotional trigger through your story and your personal experience and your narrative, they're willing to spend their dollars with you, or their money with you.
Definitely.
So you have to develop that, and that's going to create separation in the marketplace. Because what I tell many artists and many visual artists is that there's tons of beautiful artwork out there, millions, right? You can go on you can go on any of these social media platforms or the internet and find millions and millions of beautiful pictures. But what's going to separate your pictures from someone else's, or your images from someone else's? It's your story.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
And as an art collector, I would say 90% of the work that I've bought is because I had some kind of connection with that artist's, story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so statistically it's proven, that people will spend their money with people they know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
So when you build that know, like, and trust factor, the way you do that is through your story and that narrative.
Yeah.
Definitely. The best brands have those stories and those narratives attached, and you have that personal connection, right? Apple, I believe at one point, I think they've been surpassed by another company, but Apple is one of the most recognized logo icons in the world.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
And when you first think of Apple, before he passed, you typically thought of Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Right? So people buy into the person before they buy into the product.
Yep.
And in order for them to buy into the person, you got to have a story. You got to have that. You got to have that thing, right? And so yeah, without going too deep, that's why it's important. You want to get people, and that's how you create those cult-like followings. And you build community, and you build engagement, and then you're building content that's shareable, because people feel like they have that emotional trigger and they have that connection. And it's like, oh, I need to share this with others, and then,
that's definitely,
it grows.
Yes, you've hit the nail on the head, man. I got two questions. First question is, tell the viewers how it was dealing with Nage Graphics as a whole. Be as honest as you want. Transparent. Just tell them how. Tell them the good sides, bad sides. I don't mind at all. I'm here to be. You know what I mean?
You gonna put me on the spot? You gonna put me on the spot? No. It's been great, man. Just, I think one of the things that I'm big on is doing business with people that I can trust, but also build a relationship with for the long term. You know, I don't really like, you know, there's situations where you may have a one-off,
Yeah.
but I'm all about like networking and building that tribe and that community, and we can create some reciprocity and growth off of each other. You know, I've sent clients to you. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
we've shared resources. You know, you've done work for me, and we've grown and we've developed a friendship out of it, right?
Yeah,
And we are going to continue to do work together, you know, moving forward. So it's about that for me. And so you kind of, I knew you were going to be part of my tribe and part of my network early because you got that quick. It wasn't just about, you know, doing this logo and turning it around and just getting my money. You know, you did great work for me, but you also was into like building a relationship for a long-term purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's invaluable to me.
Yeah, definitely, man. You never know where anyone's gonna be, and it's cool to have relationships, man. I think that's more valuable than money. The money's gonna come regardless, but during my own personal journey, the relationship,
that's the true currency.
And I appreciate you in introducing me to SO and stuff, and you know what I mean. I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean. And the thing about it, it's like, man. I'm down for it. I'm down for the relationships. I'm down for building. I'm down for my own personal journey is just to have my own little piece of history. You get me, somewhere in the world. But one other thing I wanted to ask you. I was gonna basically contact you outside of this interview about this anyway. Is that virtual gallery? What is that? Because when I seen the virtual gallery on your timeline, I was like, okay. So is that metaverse? What is it? You explain to us like what's going on with that?
Yeah. So I'm big on. I've been diving into this whole, you know, Web3, metaverse, whatever you want to call it. You know, virtual reality, space, NFTs. I've been buying and selling NFTs for the last year and a half, and I just love it. I just love the technology behind it. I love the opportunities for creatives to, specifically with NFT art and collectibles, I love the opportunity for them to get royalties off their work and get paid throughout perpetuity if they are able to successfully build a secondary market and so on and so forth. But I think I'm just trying to get my feet wet and get exposure to it on my own, with starting with this virtual gallery. So I have an exhibition opportunity that's coming up in June. I'm working with this incredible organization called The Third. It's an organization that's centered around helping and providing resources and facility and space for women of color entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. And so we're collaborating on a Women of Color Art Expo in June, centered around Juneteenth, that will showcase some amazing women of color visual artists. And one of the things I wanted to do is, since I've been diving into this metaverse space, is create an opportunity for digital artists to participate, because they're usually left out of these real world physical exhibitions. So I'm creating this space where digital artists can participate in our art event as well. And the users or the visitors can come through the virtual space and you can see just the digital art for digital artists, but I'm also going to provide the digital images of the art that's going to be in the space physically.
Oh, for sale?
Yeah, for sale.
Oh, that's good. That's good, man.
So if you can't make it to the physical location, you can log on and see the art that's in the physical location through the virtual gallery. And
so
you'll be able to click on the labels, and it'll take you to their shopping cart where you can.
That's cool, man. So is that going to be an ongoing thing, or is it just a one time? Or are you gonna?
For now, this is a one time. This is a one off. You know, I've built the relationship with the developer, and the goal is to build something that I could sustain. But we're in talks to, you know, get all of the the logistics of how that will happen and what the costs are and where it will, where this will live over the long term. Because there's a lot of, I don't understand all of the developer talk side of things,
with the language and all that,
and the integration of all of this. But there's cost. There's a lot of costs associated to,
I could imagine,
having this exist long term. So,
but I think with that, you've definitely took a step forward in the future with that, definitely, because if you can get that, obviously you can get it on an international basis. That will be amazing. Imagine selling your art in an exhibition and you're not there and it's in another part of the world. That is crazy, man. So kudos to you, man, and congratulations, and God willing, I hope everything goes well with that venture, man. You know what I mean? Because that is definitely
thank you, man.
A good look, man. All right, I said I had one question. I got one more. The last one. This is the last one.
All good. It's all good.
Over. All right. From a personal standpoint, when it comes to art, what would you say is how can I put it? What would you say is your best suited effort? Either either form or freedom. When I mean form, form, when you attack a painting, you've got some sort of structure, you break the paper down into certain dimensions. Or freedom, you just get a white piece of paper and you do what you feel. What would you say is what would you say, what lane suits you?
Me personally, when I'm painting?
You personally, yeah.
I've never I've only painted on canvases that were already constructed.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't like sat down on like unstretched paper and
just done what you felt. If you felt mad, started throwing paint and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that yet. I haven't tried that yet. That's the next level where I want to go. But I'm more of a, I think, because my style is more abstract. I like to just get a palette knife and maybe some other, tools and just have at it. Okay. I'll have an idea or image in my mind of shapes and colors that I want to kind of create, but I don't do too much sketching beforehand. Not with the style of art that I create. Yeah. Okay,
well, yeah, man, that's cool. Like I said, I'm waiting on that limited edition. When you decide to sell it, holla, and then I will buy it, man, because I want to collect as much art from different clients or different people I know, because you just never know in it, and it's a moment in time and it's a piece in time, and you know what I mean, just start your own collection, man. But Marlon, it's a pleasure, and I'm grateful to have you on your show. Tell everybody what you're getting up to. Tell them your social media, how to reach them. Anyone that's an artist, if they want to showcase on your platform, just tell them whatever.
Definitely.
The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. You can follow me on MP Vision on Instagram. That's MPVIZION. Also, my company site is artvibes.co on Instagram. The podcast is artvanguard.media on Instagram, and other platforms like Facebook and so on and so forth. But you can just, check me out, follow the art movement, follow the journey. We have some exciting projects in the works. We're building out a physical digital gallery. Again, I have the art exhibition or showcase that's happening in June, around Juneteenth, with the 3rd, and just some really cool things in the works that will be unfolding in the next few months. So just check us out, follow the journey, join the community, and we'll love your support.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks again, Marlon, and I wish you all the luck in the world with everything. We'll definitely be keeping in contact anyway. So peace.
Likewise, bro. Likewise.